Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some plays for you today out of the Atlanta Falcons playbook. This was going to be the West Coast playbook, but realistically, I found a lot more run plays out of this formation that were better in the Falcons playbook. The Falcons playbook is one of the better playbooks in the game. The West Coast is probably a lesser known, but there are definitely, when you get to the alternate playbooks like the West Coast and run bounce and run heavy and all that stuff, there's plays in those playbooks that aren't in any other playbook in the game. They're probably not even found a lot of times in the custom settings. So when you make your own playbook, you can't even get these plays. But either way, we're going to stick to some team playbooks, unless you guys want to see that. If you guys want to see alternate playbooks and really unique plays, because I got them. If you want to see those in upcoming videos, let me know in the comment section, or more specifically what playbook you want me to check out, because I was looking at the West Coast and there's some weird stuff in there. Some of it doesn't really work, but some of it's really, really good and pretty glitchy. But for now, like I said, we're going to stick to team playbooks so that it's most available to you guys. And the first formation that I want to do in the new year, happy holidays if I didn't see you, I took some time off, but in the new year, we're going to start off with the I-form wing, which has been one of my favorite formations going back to, maybe 2 Maddens ago. The Green Bay Packers playbook was a playbook that I used this formation in quite a bit. So now we're the Falcons. The plays I'm going to show you today, though, are in a lot of different playbooks. So check your favorite playbook. What really makes this formation special is some of its run plays. Now, the toss, I'll probably get to. I'll probably just set up all my my audibles for run plays, just to make this easy for you. So I'm going to go with the toss at the top. The halfback stretch there is already in the audibles. Then I'm going to go, actually I can't even do them all. So we're going to have to go fullback fake toss. We're going to go, where are we at here? We got the dive, and then the play that I'm going to have to choose as my original play, it's probably my favorite play anyway, it's the one that I found most recently, is the halfback power O. So we're going to go with that. That's my favorite play, and I'm going to show you why in a second. We could go straight 4-4 if I wanted to, but we'll go 3-4. The 4-4 is not as common. So all I'm going to do here is flip this play to the short side. This is a variation I put out in the past where it used to be a really good inside run. I'm going to run a couple times. It's really not now. I got a couple yards there, but you don't really get the lanes that you used to get. So like I said, I'm just going to run this a few times. You used to get, there we go. It's still there from time to time, but it's not nearly as consistent as the new setup that I like to do. We'll just go and we'll do this one more time, see if I can get, yeah, they were blitzing to that anyway. So I didn't expect that to be successful, but either way. So taking that same idea, flipping it into what basically is like a trap play, and now trying to get to the outside, I'm going to motion this guy over, just like I did on the last play. I forgot to put the fullback back in. I'll probably do that in a second. But that's something that now I find really helps me get the edge. As you can see, that guy crashes in. There, that was actually, I didn't expect, that was, I still got about 15 yards, but he actually did a better job than I thought he would. Probably because I don't have a fullback in anymore, so we're just going to go ahead, we're going to put a fullback in quick. So now we got in an actual fullback, and hopefully he'll hold that edge a little bit quicker. But you can see by motioning him out, he just gets to where he's got to go quicker. Like I said, if you see how I do it now, he doesn't get that outside shoulder. There's still inside room there, as you can see. Like I said, the inside run still works from time to time, but I really want to take this outside. So we're going to do that. We're going to motion him out. Like I said, this makes a huge difference as far as getting. He just stones that guy and helps me get to the edge. Now that was probably the shortest run yet, but it was still close to 10 yards. Maybe I could have put in, like I said, I don't know what kind of fullback they have here, if he's fast enough to really maintain that edge. But I really want to run this parallel to the sideline. You can see there, that's where the big play is I want to be able to just sprint this out. And like I said, based off of the fact that it mirrors the motion from the pass play, I don't really have to worry too much about my opponent seeing this coming, but maybe if I do it too much, it doesn't really matter though. You have 2 plays that look exactly the same, that are just as effective as one another, and that's really how you're going to make a big play. So here we go one more time. Looks like we're getting a blitz on the backside there, so that's not going to be good for this team. As this has our opportunity to be our biggest play yet, as we're going to get our first touchdown of the video. Let's go touchdown. That's what I'm talking about. That was just an inopportune blitz. So here we go. It doesn't really matter what that outside linebacker's doing. Here's kind of tight to the line, though, so I should definitely get this. There, he got outside. That's the thing. Like, you really have to watch that one block in front of you. Hopefully Ortiz stones him. Like 9 times out of 10, he's stoning him there. But that block can really dictate where you end up going. As I get, that's a 5-yard run. I probably should have ran it up a little bit more. But that's, just reading that block. 9 times out of 10, Ortiz will he'll get level like he did there. And that was just some sort of blitz that couldn't do nothing with. But the brilliance of this play is you really get, you know, a lot of times he'll just stone it, like right there. He just tries to crash inside and he just gets stoned, and I'm just sprinting for 15 yards. Like there's nothing. I don't really have to do anything. You know what I mean? Other than sprint at an angle. And that's really all it is. Like I'm just sprinting outside and then, you know, maybe hit that spin once or twice as I did there to get a touchdown again, and we're going to move on to the next run play. Let's go. And then the toss would probably be the most obvious play that plays off of this, but unfortunately you cannot flip the toss play. There's cheesy and then there's that. So Madden's not going to let you do that. They're not going to let you flip the toss because they know that that'd be totally broken. You can't even motion the fullback that way. You can, however, with the stretch. That's one of the things that you can do. Now, I don't find that without, you know, the guard pulling the way that it does, that it's as good, but it's still pretty good. As you can see right there, I mean, that's ridiculous. You got him before I even get rid of the ball. but like I said, you can definitely run the stretch play, as I forgot to audible that. But you can definitely run the stretch play in the same fashion, and it's going to be, to me, it's a little bit safer. I don't really expect the defensive lineman to get in the way that he did. You can see there, I get like, you know, close to 10. But the stretch is a pretty easy play. I'll show you a toss variation in a second. I don't want to gloss over the toss play because it's still a good play. But it's a variation you can run between the two. But it's the same angle you're taking. And you can see, I mean, it's still a very explosive play. I just find the other one's a little bit better. The original play. But like I said, if I'm going to run let's go towards the middle here. If I'm going to run these next couple of plays. So if I'm running the toss, which is still a very good play. I don't know if I should run it right now because they just motioned that guy down as if he's going to crash in. You can't motion the wide receiver across. The only thing that you really can do is motion your fullback out. That's the only thing you can do is motion your fullback in the direction that the run play is going. And I still feel it's a benefit. But like I said, these plays are not necessarily as good as the original play that I can show you. You see right there, there's just nothing outside holding the edge. Typically, you're like a receiver outside there holding the edge. So to me, this formation, even though it looks strongest to this one side, you know, it's still better to the short side. Like this formation is counterintuitive that way, to the point where you want to run these plays to the short side. So as overpowered as this formation looks to the strong side with the two tight ends, it's really better. It's more beneficial to the weak side to run these plays. It's like I said, it's counterintuitive, but to run these plays to the weak side really works out better. As you can see right there, I mean, that guy almost got that edge, but you can see I'm getting way more space than you would think to the short side. And your opponent's probably going to, you know, I'm going to go do the toss play one time. Your opponent's probably going to be thinking that the play is going in this direction anyway because of the blocking disadvantage. But you can see it's just not necessarily it doesn't create as much space as you think because it draws too much attention. So going over the last two plays, the fullback dive and the fake fullback dives, the toss. You know, these are pretty good plays. They're not necessarily, you know, they don't work as good against the computers they probably do online. But the fullback dive, you know, if you just want to hand it up for a couple of yards, at this point I would want the running back back. I'm not going to get a ton with an actual fullback running this dive. And you can see right here, we got a fullback. This guy's just coming right in the gap. So we're just going to go with the fake this time. And you're going to see how a lot of times, because of that guy crashing in, which he did on pretty much every play, that outside linebacker crashed inside no matter what play I ran this entire time. So because he's crashing inside like that, that's why this play works. That's why this play works so successfully. As you can see right there, I'm just pitching it out, and the defender takes himself out of it. So you have so many different plays at your disposal in this particular formation. They're all really explosive. You know, so it's really up to you which one you think are the best. I'll go ahead. I'm gonna try the fullback dive one time because I would like to get a successful look on it, because you can get some yards with it. You definitely want a real running back in there though, but it's still a pretty good play. I mean, the toss. I mean, if I were to rank these as my favorite, the original play would be my favorite, which is the I don't even remember what it's called. The power would be my favorite. The toss would be my second favorite, and then the fullback dive would be my. I mean, there's one of the negatives of the toss though. If he doesn't crash inside, but the toss can be a really good play. The dive would probably be my third, and then I'd say the stretch and then the toss last, which isn't typical. The toss is so good in other formations, but it's not really great in this formation. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end the video there. I'm going to have a couple more plays on my Patreon, some passing plays on my Patreon, so if you guys want to check that out, or if you want to see part 2, want to see the rest of the pass plays out of this, hit the like button and let me know in the comments section, and I'll do that. Other than that, thanks for watching, man. Money Shot out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.